Thanks for tuning in to ODMA Hype, where we highlight your peers' excellence to bring awareness of diversity in STEM. This week we sat down with
My field of study is health disparities. I particularly focus on cancer disparities because what we know is that a lot of, particularly African American Black women, are dying more from cancer than other women from preventable causes. So my research is really focusing on trying to understand those causes and trying to develop interventions that will help to improve the health outcomes of breast cancer survivors. I absolutely love community-based work. That is what I am doing now. I'm doing a project with breast cancer survivors. It includes women in rural communities. So like in October, which was National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I was literally all over Alabama in these different communities that I wouldn't necessarily have gotten a chance to go to. I'm trying to recruit women, trying to educate women about breast cancer. But I love doing community-based work because you get to see people who are completely different from you, but these are the people that you want to help. So my thing of being a scientist is not about, sitting in an office all day and trying to come up with solutions on how to help people. I need to get out to understand what the barriers people are facing and what can really be effective. And I can't do that by sitting in an office. I have to get out and work with people. And that's what community-based work is all about. It's about getting out in the community, working with people in the community, and really trying to come up with solutions that are going to be effective for those communities. For me, being a Black woman, I think it can be kind of challenging at times to work with people who are different because they perceive me based on what they've seen in the media or things like that before they even get to know me. But having grown up in different places in different countries, I just try to always understand that, people are different and just be respectful and not xenophobic and just, understand that just because I'm different doesn't mean that I have to treat other people differently. A lot of people are surprised to know that I grew up living in Germany. And I guess people always ask me, why do you talk like that, or my accent? I don't think I have an accent. And that's one of the reasons I grew up in Germany. I grew up in different places in the US, and people are often surprised by that. Both of my parents are just wonderful, but they're both very educated and they're both very creative. And when I was a kid, they encouraged me to do things related to science, whether it was buying microscopes. My dad always bought me books for Christmas as opposed to toys. Whether I was in science fair or history fair or whatever, they always encouraged me. I remember my parents going out of their way to take me, at the time I was living in Petersburg, Virginia, they would take me up to Richmond, Virginia on the weekend so I could participate in this data processing program where I was learning how to do computer programming, because at the time that was not common and popular. But they went out of their way to help me acquire that skill and that knowledge. And so they definitely influenced me 100% to be where I am right now. Just want to encourage young people to get into the science and the STEM field. My mom is a math teacher, so I've grown up with math and science my entire life. It is very important. It might be intimidating to some. People might think that we scientists are geeks and nerds, but it's a great area to be in. It's great for people who are creative. It's a great career to have, so I encourage people to get into this. Once you've kind of find out what you want to do, find someone who's doing that work and learn how to do it, because it's not easy. Community-based work is not easy. You can't just walk into a community and say, hey, I'm here to help you. You have to really learn all the skills that it takes to, work with people and build relationships. And, even if you're not necessarily doing work with them, you still want to nurture those relationships. And so it takes time. And by understanding the process and working with someone senior, they're able to help and show you how to do that. It's going to be challenging, and you're going to run into walls. You're going to run into cynics and critics because they might not agree with your ideas. You might just run into people who just don't like you because you think differently than they do. But I think young people need to remember that they just need to have the audacity to believe in their dreams and just be willing to do the work that it takes to achieve their goals. Science is very interesting. I love being a scientist, but again, part of being a scientist is coming up with new and creative ideas, and everyone is not going to agree with your ideas, but just believe in your ideas and do the hard work that it takes.